Today's agenda, I will share with you the importance of solving problems, opportunities and benefit when you solve problems, and then the step to solve any problem successfully, okay? And the second half will be question and answer. Like, yeah, you have any question, please post them in the chat box so everybody can see, okay? So let's get started. Why do we need to solve our problems? Because problem creates stress. The more you avoid your problems, the more your stress will become, okay? And if you avoid when you have a small problem and you avoid it, it will become bigger. It does not go away. Problems will not go away until you solve it. If you avoid it, that does not mean your problem will go away. It's just sitting there. Not only sitting there, but it's getting stronger every second. And that is problems. It will never go away. The only time when it go away is when you solve it. Otherwise, if you let a small problem get out of control, it will take control of your life. And that's how people create stress. They avoid. And they think it's not a big problem at the beginning, but it is if you want to prevent that thing to control your life, okay? And the second thing is we need to solve a problem because we cannot escape from problems. Life is filled with problems, okay? No matter how many times you try to solve a current problem, new problem will manifest. It will never go away. So you think that, oh, let me solve this problem and then there's no more problem in the future. That is an illusion, okay? So life is filled with problems. As time goes by, new things happen, new things is developing, new problems will always constantly developing. So which means the only thing that we can do successfully to help us move forward in life successfully is to solve it. If you don't solve it, your life will be terrible, okay? So that's why it's so important for us to solve a problem as soon as possible. You want to be in control of your problem, not let the problem control you, okay? And the only way to do that is to solve your problems. Okay, so what are the benefits of solving problems? I will share with you two two opportunities, and then the benefits I will share with you at the end. Okay, so opportunity. The opportunity of solving problems will increase your intelligence. Intelligence is when you learn new knowledge and skill. According to the Italian theory, is when you learn new knowledge and skill, then become more intelligent. Okay. So if you face a problem, which means you lack a certain knowledge and skill, because if you have the knowledge and skill already, then you won't see it as a problem. The only reason why we see it as a problem is because we lack knowledge and skill. But we have it, then we can overcome it. Then it won't be a problem for us. So in this case, the more problem you solve, the more knowledge and skill you will gain, the more your intelligence will become. And that is the opportunity of solving problems, okay? And second, you will become very successful in the workforce because company has a lot of problems, okay? And if you know how to solve problems, they will be very happy because they are looking for individuals who can solve problems, who can come up with creative, innovative idea. And if you can do that, you add value to the company and you are more likely to get promoted, less likely to get fired, less likely to get laid off. And so if you can become a great problem solver, a lot of things can happen in your life that will benefit you. And problem solving is one of the key tools that we want to have, not only for our personal, but in the workforce as well, okay? And that is the great benefit of problem solving, okay? And to solve any problem, it's the same process. It's just that the type of problem that you face, it requires different knowledge and skill. But the process to solve any problem is the same. It's just that the knowledge and skill that you use to help you solve different problems will be different, but the process is the same, okay? So next, I will share you 7 steps how to become a great problem solver. So as you can see here, there are 7 steps, okay? And if you want the slide, I can share you how to get the slide, okay, at the end. So you don't have to take picture or copy it down, okay? Sometimes I see a lot of individuals will take a picture or try to copy it down. But if you want the slide, I will share with you at the end. Okay. So the first step, every time you have a problem, you want to take a few deep breaths. Okay, that will calm down your mind, and that's important. A lot of people take for granted of that, but when you want an instant relief to help your mind stay more calm and come up with more productive, learning how to focus on your breathing like that at the beginning will help a little bit at the beginning to help your mind clear up, to help you find solution. Okay. Second step is to write down your problem clearly, and this is important. A lot of times we are trying to solve the wrong problem. Okay, so like for example, let's say that a person have drinking problem. Okay, so a lot of times people think the problem is the drinking, but we have to find the cause of the drinking. A lot of times the cause of the drink could be work or family stress. So the true problem here is the family stress or the work stress, not the drinking problem. But a lot of people try to solve the drinking problem, but the true problem is your work stress, is your family stress. And that is the key. You want to know what truly caused your stress and want to dig deep down to it. And the more clear you are to the problem, the more you're able to develop better solution. Because if we write down the wrong problem, then we come up with the wrong solution. You have to know what your problem is before your mind can start to come up with a solution for it. And so second step is very important. Be clear of what your problem is. Okay. Step 3, write down all the possible solution. Okay. No matter how stupid or silly you think a solution is, you want to write it down. Okay. So this step 3 is more brainstorming, free writing. Okay. Because sometimes we might think something is stupid or silly as we're doing it, but when we reflect later on, we feel like, oh, okay, this solution might work out after all. But if you don't write it down, then your brain can't see it clearly, which means you won't be able to use it. So you want to write down all the solution, okay? No matter how stupid or silly you think it might be, okay? Step 4, arrange your solution from the best to the worst, okay? So whatever the best solution is, you put number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or how many solutions you have, okay? When I say the best, this doesn't mean, oh, I'm afraid I'm not going to get it, okay? Or there's no resources for it. The best means the best, okay? And when you do that, your brain will start to come up with solution for the best. But if people always fear and doubt, oh, yes, this is the best solution, but I'm afraid I'm not going to become successful, that's the wrong mindset. You want to write down the best, the best, the ideal, okay? If you can have a choice, the ideal, that's what you want, okay? And then step 5, create an action step to test out your solution. And I will share with you another formula how to create effective action step, okay? And then step 6, take your action step, because your problem is not going to be solved if you don't take the action step, okay? If you think you're going to wait around for something better to come, wait for people to come to make your problem go away, that will never happen. The only way for your problem to be solved is for you to take the action step, okay? And then step 7, repeat if you need it, okay? If the first solution does not work out, then you go on to the second solution, create another action step. And if the second one doesn't work, you keep on going until you become successful. And the thing is, the great thing is that there will always be a solution to your problem, okay? If you fail 20 times, 10 times, there's still a solution out there. It just depends on, are you willing to keep on moving forward, okay? So that is a 7th step, okay? So I like to share with you a formula how to create successful action step, and then I will share with you personal problem solving that I do applying this method, okay? So action step formula. There are 5 questions here you want to ask yourself. The action, what are you going to do? It has to be a verb, okay? You're doing something, okay? What are you going to do? How much time will you spend doing it? This is considered duration. Are you going to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours, or how long is it going to take you to become successful? How often? How often are you going to do it? This refers to frequency. Are you going to do it 1 time, 2 times, once a week, once a month, a yearly thing, or how many times will it take you to become successful? And then when is important one, okay? When are you going to do it? And here's something to keep in mind. when you are doing the win, okay? First, you want to consider your mood, okay? What that mean by that? You want to create an action step that you are in the best position, in the most comfortable to take the action. So let's say that I work until 6 p.m. And after 6 p.m., I'm really tired. And so it's not good for me to do an action step at 6 when I'm tired. Because when I'm tired, I'm not motivated to take the action step. And if I'm not taking the action step, I will not become successful. But the whole purpose is for you to take the action step. So you know your lifestyle, you know your schedule. So you want to create an action step when you are the most comfortable. You don't get frustrated. You are not tired, to give you the best opportunity to take the action step. Okay. And also think about your surrounding and environment. So let's say if I was living with my parents, and my parents always have someone over around 9 p.m. and they always make noises, then it's not good for me to take an action step at 9 p.m., right? Because I would get distracted by them. And when I'm distracted by them, then I am unlikely to take the action step, and then I won't become successful. Because always remember, the outcome you get is the action step you take. So in this case, when you create your action step, you know your lifestyle. Pick a time that you know that you are in the best position. If you're a morning person, then create your action step in the morning. If you are afternoon or evening person, then it's better to create your action step in the afternoon or evening. You know your lifestyle, so you want to make sure those are consideration, because a lot of times people just say, "Oh, I'll do it when I feel like it." That's not how going to help you become successful. Okay, you have to be very specific. That will help you take more action steps. And then how confident are you achieving your action step? So from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how confident are you? So you want to give yourself at least a 7. Okay, if you give yourself a 5 or a 6, that's not really self-confident, because a 7 is the passing grade. Okay, and so that's enough, but you want to aim for an 8 or a 9, because 7 is barely making it. Okay, so if you put a 7, sometimes we're not going to take it, because that's not really so confident. So you have to be confident with your action step, because if you're not confident, then again, you're not going to take your action step. They ruin the whole purpose of creating the action step, and ruin the whole purpose of helping you solve your problem, and then you're not going to solve your problem to become successful. Okay, you have to be honest with yourself. Okay, when it comes to your self-confident level, that's important. And as you take more action steps, you will learn more about yourself. When is the best time for you? When are you best in the best mood to help you make better action steps in the future? And you might fail at the beginning if you never really practice doing it. But as you keep taking action steps, you will understand more about yourself to create better action steps. Okay? So I'd like to share with you a problem that I have when I was doing my master program, and how did I use this formula to help me. Okay? So step 1, take 3 deep breaths. Okay, I'm telling you, it does help. I'm in the habit of doing it every time people make me angry. Instantly, it calmed me down. Okay. Step 2. So when I was in my master program, I lacked money. I need money to support myself, and I didn't have enough. I was getting my master's degree. So my problem is that I lack money. I need $3,000 to support myself, go to school, live on my own. Okay. So that was my problem. The solution, so I wrote down all the solution I was able to think of at that moment. Okay, so the solution I wrote down was ask my sister for a loan, get a bank loan, or ask my friend for a loan. So that was all the solution that I was able to come up at that moment. Okay, so then I arranged from the best to the worst. So number 1, I believe the best was to ask my sister for a loan. And then number 2, ask my friend. And then 3, get a bank loan. Okay, so that's how I arranged it. That's how I felt was the best solution for me. Okay, so I will create an action step to ask my sister for a loan, right? And then I will take the action, and then I will repeat. If I'm not successful, I will repeat and go to the second one. If the second one doesn't work, I will go to the third one, and so forth. Okay, so here's go. My first one is the solution is the action. Call my sister for 3,000 loan. I'm calling. I'm doing something. Okay. So I can't just say ask my sister. How am I going to ask? I'm calling her to ask. Are you going to visit her to ask? So remember, action step, a verb. I'm calling her, okay? So how much? I put 30 minutes. I felt that 30 minutes, I give me an opportunity to explain to her clearly. How often? One time. When? I put in the present day just to let you see. So if I were to do this action step right now, I will plan to do it Friday, August 27th, which is this Friday, 2001 at 3 p.m. But I give myself a confidence 6. I didn't really that confident. Okay, remember, we have to be at least an 8 or a 9, right? So in this case, so I didn't feel that confident. So what do I need to do? I need to improve my action step in a way to give me more confidence, okay? So here's how I improve. So the original action step is above. I just share with you. Here's how I improve the action step. I still call, right? My sister for 3,000 loan, that's still not changed. But I changed the how much. I put 60 minutes instead. 60 minutes will give me an opportunity to take my time to explain to her more successfully. Because what happened if she have all these questions, you know, and I ran out of time? Or what happened if I have a hard time explaining to her, which I need more time, which means 60 minutes will increase my confidence a little bit because I have more time in case something happens, okay? How often? One time. When? In this case, I changed the when also to Sunday, August 29, 2001 at 3 p.m. And I boost my confidence because you know why? Because I found out that on Friday, she still have kids. Her kid is still going to school, just going home. Even though her kid come out at 1 p.m., calling at 3 p.m. is not really great either. Okay, because she's still busy with her family, taking care of her kid. So even though she might be relaxed, but she's not in the best position to think clearly because she's still busy, occupied with her children. So if I try to explain to her something that's important to me and her mind is focusing on her kid, then she won't be able to understand clearly to support me successfully. Okay. So I changed to Sunday because Sunday, usually she's home. She's not doing anything. She's relaxing. So nothing much to worry on a Sunday at 3 p.m. And by doing that, it boosts my confidence to an 8 because I have more time. And I know that on Sunday, she's more available, you know, to talk to me, to think. Because remember, when you need help from somebody, you want to consider their time schedule too. You want to make sure you don't want to talk to them when they're angry or when they have an argument with the kid or busy with the kid, then that's not going to help you become successful. So when you need help, yes, you have to think of yourself and the other person too, to give you the best opportunity to become successful, right? Because you want to solve your problems, okay? And so you have to be honest with your self-confidence level, okay? Can I do this? And if not, then you need to go back and fix what you need to fix so it gives you the confidence to become successful. Otherwise, if you just say, oh, I'll do it when I feel like it, or whatever the skills you make, then you won't take the action step. And again, the only way for your problem to be solved is when you solve it, okay? So that is an example. But the thing is, my sister didn't give me a loan, okay? So my second action step was to ask my friend, right? That did not work either. So the third one was what? Get a bank loan. That did not work either. So I ran out of options. But the great thing is that remember what I said about there will always be solution out there? It's true. The moment the bank denied me, another solution manifests that I did not think of that was a better solution. So the option was, the mind that started to come to me was the student loan. I never think about a student loan before because I'm glad that the bank denied me, because if the bank approved of my loan for school, I would never think about a student loan. But it turned out that I was glad that the bank denied me so I get a student loan instead. And that is better. I'd rather get a student loan than get a bank loan because the higher interest rate will come from a bank. But you get a student loan, it's a lower rate. But somehow that didn't come to my mind at the beginning. So in this case, it was a blessing that the bank denied me. And that is important to keep. And again, you do your best as you can at the moment. And when you have a solution, another solution will manifest, okay? So in this case, the key to understand here is that you want to take the solution that is given to you. We want to focus in the present moment and not so worried about the future, okay? We have to take care of the present moment. And whatever problem that manifests in the future, then you deal it in the future. But of course, you want to take the best ideal solution, but life is not ideal. The best solution is for my sister to give me a loan. That's best, right? Because I don't have interest rate and I can return to her as when I need it. But best solution are never given to you. Well, not never, but unlikely. Okay, the only time we want to do our best in the present moment, and that's important to understand. Whatever solution is given to you, you need to solve your problem because you still have to deal with your problem, and you need to solve your problem so you can move forward. And whatever solution that you take and whatever problem that manifests in the future, then you deal with it in the future and find new solution in the future. Because don't think that I will take my sister money and no more problems in the future. Remember, that's not true. Problem will always manifest in the future, no matter what. We have to stay focused, ground in the present moment, solve a problem in the present moment. And whatever that you need to do in the future, believe in yourself that new solution would manifest. Because if not, if you don't take the solution, if my sister didn't give me a loan, my friend, a bank, and I don't take the student loan, then I'm stuck with the problem. And you never want to be stuck with the problem because if you're stuck, you can't move forward. The key is that you want to give yourself the ability to move forward. And that is the key. Even though new problem will manifest, and it will, as long as you can move forward, you will still have the motivation to be in control of your life. And that is important. Don't believe that, oh, I need the best solution. Like again, the best solution will never be given to you. The key to understand is stay focused in the present moment. Take the best solution that is given to you. And the best solution that was given to me was the student loan. Okay, I have to take it so I can take care of my life at that moment. And that is important to understand. Okay, but the thing is, once I took the student loan, my stress decreased. I was able to get a part-time job. Probably at that time when I was stressed out with the money, my brain wasn't focused enough. So I couldn't seek out the job opportunity successfully because I was so worried. You know, when your mind is so worried, then it's hard for you to go out there, do what you need to do to support yourself. So I took the student loan, and the moment I took the student loan, 3 weeks later, I was able to get a part-time job to support me. Okay, and we have to take the solution that's given to us so we can move forward and see what's better. Because the key here is that take care of the present moment so you can move forward, and then you deal with the future. Okay, the future is not here. You have to worry about the present moment. Okay, and that is important to understand. Okay, as long as you keep it moving forward, that is the key. Okay, and by doing that, you will never become stressed out. Okay, so I'd like to give you one more example that people always ask me, especially youth, is that the parents tend to unsupport of them when they make life decisions. Okay, so they always ask me why my parent can support me successfully in what I want to do. Okay, step 1, 3 deep breaths in and out. Okay, so the problem is that my parents unsupported, whatever unsupported they are. Okay, career, health, relationship. Okay, so solution, I wrote down, talk to parents, therapy, seeking out relative or friends, or get out. Okay, getting out means you get out from that situation. Okay, so I arranged from the best to the worst. So the number 1, talk to parents. Second, seek out relative or friend to help me, talk to parents. Therapy, and then number 4, if I have to, I will get out. Okay. So step 5, create an action step for the best solution. 6, take action and repeat. Okay, so here's the action step that I will create if this thing happens. So the first solution, talk to my parents. Okay, so talk to parents, right? So I give myself 2 hours to explain to whatever problem it is. So depending on your problem that your parents not supportive of you, then you will see how many hours you need. Okay, so I talked to my parents for 2 hours. How often do I need to talk to them? 1 time. When, if this will happen to me, I put Saturday, August 28, 2000 at 3 p.m. I feel like at 3 p.m. is good because they eat lunch, they have lower rest, and then they feel good, they can talk to me. Because you don't want to talk to them when they're about to eat lunch or hungry. When they are hungry, the only thing they're focusing on is eating, not on what you're saying, okay? So I give a self-confidence level of 8, okay? So again, if this doesn't work, then you need to seek out there. If my second option is seek out a friend, or especially if your parents don't understand you, the second option I would do is seek out a friend, seek out a relative to help me explain them. So, because sometimes someone else can explain more successfully than you, okay? If that doesn't work, then you go get therapy to support yourself. If that's what it takes to solve your problem, please do so, okay? And the last one, if that doesn't work, then get out. Get out means if they're not truly supporting you, then you have to find a way to get out of that situation. You know, if you're living with your parent and they are very negative and not support, then if you have to get out, then you have to get out, which means that you have to move out and distant away from them so you can feel better. Because if you're around people that's not supportive, they will give you this negative energy, then you can't think successfully. But if you get out, then your mind is more clear, then you start to come up with a better solution, okay? Because like, again, solution will always be available to you, okay? It just depends on how clear, how creative your mind is, okay? So here again, ask friends, right? If I was to ask friend, I just need to talk to them 1 hour, okay? How often? One time. If I were to do this, Monday, August 30th, 2001, 8 to 9 p.m. I found that my friends tend to be home already at that time. They eat dinner, they feel good. So this will give me an opportunity to ask them successfully, okay? So I give, in this case, I put a 7, okay? Because when you're dealing with other people, not only yourself, you have to know them too, you know? And sometimes when you deal with other people, sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen. So the confidence decreases a little bit when you have to deal with other people, okay? But if it's to me by myself doing things, I will know how confident I am, so, okay? So next, I will share with you some things that you think about to help you solve your problem successfully, okay? Take responsibility for your problems, okay? Which means whatever your problem is, even if other people are involved, you need to take responsibility for your part, because no matter what kind of problem, you still are part of it, okay? Then you need to take responsibility for your part and manage your part and solve your part and not so worried about other people, okay? But if you blame or complain, say, oh, it's other people's fault, it's my parents, it's my friend's fault. Because when you start to blame it that, you believe that they need to change and not you, okay? And if you don't take responsibility, you are unlikely to be motivated to solve your problem, take the action step, okay? Because we need motivation to take action step. So whatever problem is in your life, you need to take responsibility for it and take the action to solve it. No matter if people are a part of it, you have to deal with your part, okay? Commitment, creating the action step, you have to be committed to it, okay? And not again, not just say, oh, I need to do this whenever I feel like it. Commitment is the key. Is if you say that you're gonna take the action step, be committed to it, okay? And that's a lot of time people don't take the action step because it's not that the action step is bad. It's just that they never built a habit of commitment. Commitment is a habit. If you never stick to your commitment before or not a lot, most likely, no matter how great your action step is, you're still not going to take the action because your habit is not strong enough. Your commitment habit is not strong enough, okay? So commitment is the key. Creativity, learn how to increase your creativity. Like I said, there is unlimited solution out there. No matter how many times you fail, there will still be a solution out there. It just depends on how creative you are in coming up with the next solution, okay? So learn how to be more creative, because if you believe in yourself that no matter what happens, I can still come up with a solution, then you will keep on moving forward. But if you feel like, oh, after I failed 3 times and you feel like, oh, there's no more solution, then you won't keep on moving forward because you believe that there's no more solution. But with creativity, you believe that there will always be a solution and you will always have the ability to move forward. Especially if you have big problems that is like so big, you will fail a lot of action steps. But you have to believe that there is more solution out there, and it is true, okay? So the fourth one, always ask yourself, what is next? Remember I talked about moving forward Every time you have a problem, every time you fail, always ask yourself, what is next? What is the next solution? Never let your brain die by saying there's no more solution, okay? The moment you say that, the moment you shut down your brain, and it's harder for you to come a solution. So what is next? What do I need to do next? What do I need to learn next? What do I need to try next to get me to the next solution, okay? Never allow your brain to shut down by saying there's no more solution, because that is not true, okay? The last one, prioritize your problems. The same way, when you have a list of problems, prioritize it. Which one is more important? You put on the top. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you tackle the most important. A lot of people are still stressed out is because they solve problems that are not really on top of their list. They solve all these little problems that's not important, and they left the important one undone. And that's how you become stressed out. So prioritize your problem. What is most important? You tackle it first and then move down the list, okay? Because the things that are most important to us, those are the things that cause us the most stress, because it's important to us. So you want to tackle the most important, okay? And not, even though the most important one might be a big problem, okay? And yeah, you need courage and strength to do it, but you need to do it in order for your life to get better, in order for your problem to be solved, okay? So before we go to question and answer, I will share with you some of the benefits while you are solving problems, okay? Stress reduction, and I talk a lot about that. The brain cannot multitask, okay? So let's say that you have a problem, right? The only thing that the brain is focusing on 100% is on the problem. That's it. But the moment you create a plan, the moment you create an action step, then the brain has to focus on the action step, which means 1% is not focusing on the problem anymore. The brain has to split up the focus on the problem and the action step, which means the brain is not 100% focused on the action step, on the stress anymore, because they have to focus on the action step. So in this case, as long as you have an action step, as long as you're taking action and force the brain to focus on the action step, it will be unlikely to focus on the stress, and that is what you want. If you don't focus, if your brain isn't focusing on the problem, then it won't be as stressed. So again, as long as you take an action step, you will never be stressed out, because the brain is focusing on the action step and not on the problem, on the stress, okay? So in business, they have a term that called action conquers fear. In this case, action conquers stress. The more you keep on moving forward to take action, the brain will not be stressed out, and that is what you want, okay? So second, it will increase your problem-solving skill. Like I said, to solve problem is a learning process. The more problem you solve, even small problem, the process to solve small and big problem is the same. There's no differences. It's just the different knowledge, the different skill, the different strategy you use, but the process is the same. So the more problem you solve, the more you build a habit of it, you become a great problem solver in the future, okay? You learn more about yourself. Like again, as you're taking action steps, you will learn what knowledge and skill you lack. You will learn more of your strength. You will learn more of your weaknesses to help you create better action steps in the future. So as time goes by, you will create better action steps. You will create better solution, which means your problem will be solved a lot easier in the future if you are keep practicing, okay? Increase of self-confidence. To solve a problem, it takes courage, okay? Because we don't want to face problems, right? So every time you solve a problem, no matter how small, it increases your courage, it increases your confidence. And when you have all this courage and confidence, when you solve all this small problem, then you are in a better position to solve bigger problems in the future. You have more confidence to tackle it successfully, okay? The fifth one, increase of creativity. Creativity requires 3 things: knowledge and skill, motivation, and creative thinking. So like I said at the beginning, the more problem you solve, the more knowledge and skill you will have, right? Which means the more creative you become, and it becomes a cycle. The more problem you solve, the more skill and knowledge you have, the more creative you become, and the more creative you become, the better solution you will have to help solve your problem. So it becomes a cycle, and that's what you want. But you have to start out to solve problem. They will increase your creativity to help you become more successful, okay? So that is the end for today's event.